All right, a rat problem at an apartment turned into an expensive headache for a renter in Phoenix.
Yeah, you say rat and we're like, oh. So on your side, Susan Campbell is working to get some answers for them. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So important to know, renters do have a lot of rights here in our state, but it can get kind of complicated. And if you are trying to get out of a lease, there are a lot of things you need to do in order to protect those rights.
I actually went twice in person.
Psalm Johnson moved into an apartment at Biltmore on the Lake in Phoenix. The first night in her new place seemed good. The next day wasn't.
I see things moved out of place. I see like crumbs on the ground and it like freaks me out. Then I go to open my cupboard where my food was and I hear and see a rat.
She took photos and videos of food wrappers that were torn apart and dead rats on the ground outside.
I have a compromised immune system, so I can already get sick like very easily anyway. And like being around rats, if they're anything they're carrying, I can get.
She started packing and told management in writing about the rats. She says she was encouraged by their initial response.
Your lease is broken. Don't worry about anything. Don't pay anything. There's no issues.
It turns out she did have issues.
They were supposed to give me the first month free, which was in my lease. And then they piled $2.5 grand on top of that. And they're charging me $50 a day from not paying.
Then Psalm got a bill, a $4,400 move-out balance due almost immediately.
Why not just let me out of the lease? Like, I'm physically sick. I can't be in that environment.
The company, Avenue 5 Residential, manages hundreds of properties around the country, including Biltmore on the Lake. For weeks, we've emailed and called, and they haven't responded to any of our questions. So we went to Ken Volk from Arizona Tenants Advocates for some advice for renters like Psalm.
All residential leases, whether they say so or not, imply that the place is habitable.
He says if there are health and safety problems in your apartment, a 5 or 10 day notice to the landlord is critical. It needs to be in writing. Certified mail is best so you can prove the landlord got it. If the problem isn't fixed, renters have rights.
The remedies are to terminate the lease, to take the landlord to court for either injunctive relief and or suing for monetary damages.
Just make sure you have a paper trail to prove everything. There's something else Ken says renters can do to protect themselves when they move out.
Regardless of any circumstance, you demand your security deposit back because that puts a 14 business day time constraint on the landlord's right to make a claim.
Via certified mail?
Of course.
Okay.
Or use a process server if it's an urgent situation.
Psalm's stressed about what's ahead.
It's like being on a tightrope. You don't know what's going to happen.
When you are moving out, you are allowed to be part of the move out inspection. Request that so you can be there and help protect your security deposit. Guys, we also went through our On Your Side archives. We found out we had received previous emails about this property over the past couple of years. A few of
Same
them.
problem?
A couple about rats, a couple about air conditioning issues. So if we ever hear back from this company, we will keep you posted. It's not the resolution we are hoping for, but important to shed light on just the rights that renters have. There are options. You just have to do these things in order. Make sure you have that notice, that 5 or 10 day notice to the landlord, and you can prove that you did it in writing.
Okay. And is what's Solemn going to do now?
So we are trying to connect her with a couple people who might be able to help. It comes down to whether she wants to maybe try to take the landlord to court.
Yeah. Okay.
More money, right?
Thank
All
you,
right,
Susan.
Thank you.